Okay.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. You guys did all the work.
You have to share. No. He was looking for one.
That's all right.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started for Miami here tonight. Big win. Tonight we have Coach Arteaga as well as Dorian Gonzalez and Griffin Hugas. Hugas, complete game. What a fantastic job there. And Gonzalez Jr., 8 RBIs tonight. Coach, just talk about, first, just an opening statement about tonight's game, and then we'll open up to questions.
You know, it's a big win. Obviously, we get this winner's bracket game, puts you in a good position, especially when it comes to your pitching, you know. So winning this game, you're in a good place pitching-wise, but then, you know, Griff goes out and gives you 9 innings, and you don't use anybody in the bullpen. We're in an even better spot. So he's one of those guys that always, you know, complains when we take him out of the game during the season. I told him it's going to come a time we're going to ask for 120 plus, and when we really need it. So that's what he came through for us today.
All right, we'll open up to questions.
Griffin, any truth to rumor you're starting tomorrow night as well?
I wish. I don't think Coach is going to let me be hot tomorrow, but maybe Monday if I say the right things.
That was a joke, obviously. But did you have a discussion? Did you have to convince JD, or you knew that was your ball the whole game, or what?
Coach JD and Coach Laz have been pretty transparent all year with me, just that there's going to be a point in the year where they want me to go long, and they're going to give me the opportunity. And I told Coach Laz pregame, actually, that we're going to get to their arms good enough to where they'll let me go 9 innings today as a joke. But I was happy that he let me keep going out there in the 8th and 9th inning, and I was pumped just to be able to save the bullpen, because I just know how important it is to win tomorrow, and I want to help my team the best way I can. And then today I was 9 innings. Some days it's 4 innings, but that was just like my mentality going into today. And I think JD and Laz kind of were very transparent throughout the year with that.
JD, for you, just you've been on the opposite side of these type of games before. Now that you're here now, can you just speak to what Dorian did today and just the mentality of the team had just to continue what y'all are doing on offense?
I think Dorian's going to have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of damage like it did today. You know, as the teams decide not to pitch to Cuvée, he's going to have that opportunity, and the more he comes through, the tougher it is for them to make that decision. So we got a lot of guys that are key factors on this team, but, you know, Dorian hitting behind Cuvée is a big one. So it makes that decision that much tougher, and we're in a good situation there.
Dorian, for you, just last night tonight, just you've been in this situation before, you've been in the regionals before in the previous 2 years. You missed out last year. Does that add a little extra fire for this year, especially what you did today?
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, the staple of this program is to get to Omaha every year, and we missed out on that last year, obviously, and we're here making a statement this weekend, and we want to get back to that Omaha mindset.
Dorian, what is it like to hit behind Cuvée, knowing that, first of all, a lot of times it doesn't leave you any RBIs, any runners on base because you hit home run, but also the responsibility you have because they will pitch around it.
Yeah, you know, I'm hitting behind one of the best hitters in the country, if not the best hitter in the country. And I know JD and the team trust me hitting behind him, and I just have to keep coming through like I did tonight in order to keep us going through this tournament.
Dorian, what goes through your head when they walk Cuvée in front of you twice?
It definitely lights a fire under me, but you know, at the same time, I have to go up there with my same approach and stay calm and stay composed and stick to the game plan.
Obviously, a big win like this tonight. How do y'all fight complacency in the winners bracket game tomorrow?
You know, tomorrow, like JD said earlier, we're not done. We came here to do a job, and we're gonna finish it tomorrow with Game 3.
JD didn't talk about it yesterday, but the addition to the lineup, the return of the lineup for Derek Williams and what he's been able to do to this lineup. Can you speak to how people might not know what he's able to do? He was flying around the bag today earlier as well. So what does Derek bring that any people might not?
You know, when Derek went down, he was leading our team in batting average, home runs, maybe not RBIs, but he had some stolen bases as well. He was hitting the middle of the lineup, and he was really that guy that was, you know, one of the guys protecting Cuvée there. So he's real important, man. He's still not quite at 100%. He's getting some pitches that he's just missing, but he's also put some good swings and has hit the ball hard. And just another, you know, threat on the bases. He could go first to third, he could steal a base, he could do some things. So it gives the opportunity to put pressure on the other team, and it just lengthens our lineup just a little bit more.
How positive do you think it will be for like the guys in the bottom of the lineup today getting those hits with Fabio and Michael just getting those hits? Do you think that'll be a positive, reoccurring thing that you possibly see tomorrow as well?
You hope so. You know, they're young guys that at some point this season were going really well, and then of course they've been struggling a little bit. And confidence is a funny thing. You know, you lose it quick, but you also get it back really quick. So hopefully that carries on for after tonight. Both guys have been putting better swings and having better at bats. You should start to see more success today, but the at bats have been getting better.
Tell us who you're starting tomorrow and about who you're starting.
Well, tomorrow will be Tate DeRice. So he's been our number 3 guy, and it's a third game, so so we're going with him.
Talk about his season, freshman, and how he
Just another freshman that just has been growing up in front of our eyes, man. Every time he goes out, he's getting better and better, and a guy that the stage hasn't been too big, the game hasn't sped up on him too much. He's done a good job for us, so we expect nothing different. Now he's a little rested. He hadn't thrown in a couple of weeks because we early exit in the ACC tournament, but we had all our guys were throwing live batting practice and simulated games last week in preparation for the regional, so he'll be ready to go.
Dorian, a couple questions for you. JD just mentioned about the early exit in the ACC. What did that do to the psyche of the team? That's not something you expected to be dismissed that quickly, and then now what you're doing here. Can you explain?
Yeah, we went in there fighting for our season, and to go in there and get beat the way we did, it's kind of easy to get down on ourselves and kind of say like this might be it. But we went home and we practiced hard all week. JD said it was one of the best week of practice that we had, and it shows this weekend everything that we practiced and the mentality that we had going into this weekend.
And your home runs, you're not necessarily known as a good hitter, but not necessarily a home run hitter. Can you speak on that and what you got in those 2 shots you hit today? What kind of pitches and that type of thing?
Yeah, I had runners on like I have most of the year. I was just trying to get good pitch to hit, good pitch to put a good swing on, and that's what I did today.
Coach Griffin threw over 120 pitches tonight. What do you think his max is? 'Cause it almost feels like it's standard.
That's a funny question because he's had games, and again, it's having to explain to him where he's got 85, 90 pitches, but they're high stress pitches. And the one run that he gave up was a first pitch fastball. I think it was the first pitch of the inning. The guy just jumped on it and hit out of the ballpark. But for the most part, we had a couple 2 double plays at least, some good defensive plays. There weren't too many high stress innings, so that plays a big factor into. It's not just a pitch count, right? It's how much stress is behind the pitches that he's throwing, and he was pretty comfortable all game.
Griffin, it felt like you had feel for all your pitches tonight. Is that something that you sensed in the bullpen, or was it a couple batters tonight?
I mean, with the long week off, just kind of preparing mentally for the game was helpful, I think. Just kind of knowing that we need to go out there and put together inning by inning what we need to do. I had a good conversation with Coach actually this week about just attacking each inning like you're closing the game, and I kind of try to bring that mentality today and just go after each inning like that. And then the defense was amazing in the beginning of the game where 2 double plays for me to end innings and the plays at third base by Cuvée and some of the plays in the outfield. I mean, it makes it really easy to go out there and pitch when your defense is playing like that the whole game and then really roll into the higher pitch count because okay, if these guys start putting the ball in play, my defense is going to be lock solid for me. So that was kind of my mentality going into today.
And we have.
Do you serve as a mentor to Tate, and you being a little older than him? And if so, what have you told him, or what will you tell him about tomorrow?
I think that really the leadership on our team starts with Brian Walters when it comes to the pitching staff, and he's done a great job just as a starter at the beginning of the year and now as our closer, just really mentoring all the young guys, even me being a first-year starter and a first-year Hurricane. And I think really just his ability to lead us all and just kind of keep that positive mindset, I think that is bigger impact than I've even had on the pitching staff. I think Brian Walters really just does that for us.
We're good. All right, Coach, Dorian, Griffin, appreciate you guys. Thanks for your time. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.